Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my casual anime, guys.
That was completely wrong.
I'm Noah. That's Trent. That's Brandon. I hate these guys. What are we talking about today, guys? Wasn't it the Blackjack movie?
Yeah, it was your pick, Blackjack.
Sorry, my brain's not working right now. Opinions.
How about you give us your opinion on it? What do you think of it?
Well, I like the Blackjack series already, so I mean, I enjoyed the movie a little bit.
Wait, there's a series.
There's a bunch
Yeah,
of
I mean,
stuff,
it's,
isn't there? Like, there's like mangas, there's like movies, films, and like series, live action series and stuff.
Yeah, this movie was really big in the whenever, like, I think like 90s, early 2000s.
I'll tell you what.
96, I think.
I was not expecting it to be about a doctor. Like a legit doctor. I was like, oh, so his name Blackjack has nothing to do with poker? I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't like this at all because just like I was so bored, dude. Like, it's just doctor shit. Like I hate shows like Chicago Med and The House and Good Doctor. Like I hate
Trent,
stuff like that, and that's what it felt like, honestly.
You don't like it when they use words too big for your little brain to understand.
No, it's just like it's just always like it's just a fucking doctor anime, and I know it's like a medical suspense and everything like that, but like just
I'll tell you what, it definitely wasn't my cup of tea either.
I don't remember anything. I honestly, the last 30 minutes I was just like in and out, honestly, because I was just like, can you tell me what happened in this movie, please? Like, I don't forget.
So basically,
He was a doctor doing doctor things.
Basically, this business went and they did human experimentation on people without them knowing, and they gave them those superhuman like attributes. You know, people were breaking records, but turns out that those like superhuman abilities that they got actually turned into like a virus that started killing them. It's basically made their whole body go into a shutdown. They didn't understand why. And he basically broke it down and found out that it has to do something with their brain and stuff. It's like barely visible unless you like electrocute your brain. Defibrillator.
I was out of it at the end. Like okay, so I'll say this. I'll give this credit because like this is obviously made by the manga was made by Osamu Tezuka, who's like the godfather of anime. Like he's the reason that anime is even like a thing. Actually, if you think about it, it was really America who helped create anime because Osamu Tezuka's inspiration was Bambi, by the way, with the expressive eyes and everything like that. But I'm just kidding. Anyway, in terms of like us being responsible for it, but yeah, I recognize the animation because obviously like he made Kimba the White Lion, which if you know anything about that, people say Lion King ripped it off, even though it didn't 100%. There's like a large video you can watch to disprove that. But there's even a Kimba reference in this, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But like, yeah, Osamu Tezuka, like obviously he's like the godfather of anime, so like props to that. I just could not get into this, honestly. Like, I was like, is the doctor like a zombie? Because he has like...
Yeah, I couldn't. I was about to ask that. Like, what happened to his face, Noah? If you notice.
So the whole thing was when he was trained by like some super legendary doctor. I forget the doctor's name, but the reason he was trained by him was that doctor was I think it was on a bus with him whenever he crashed. And I think everybody on that bus died except for him, and I think the doctor was dying or there with him, so he ended up stitching him back together using whatever he could find, which is why his face is all stitched up, his body is all stitched up.
Oh, so like he was using the other bus people's body part to stitch him back up.
I thought it was gonna be like a Frankenstein type thing. Like, okay, this might be interesting, and then it just like was like. Also, the animation wasn't like I wasn't like, huge into it. Honestly, it was kind of like boring.
I felt sometimes it was really nice, and other times it was very subpar.
That's how all like old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean,
I guess when they have like a still image, they can really make a beautiful image. But then like when there's like any type of excessive movement in it, it gets a little funky.
I mean, what did you guys like about this movie? Like, what is it that I honestly can't say anything for me? But like, what about you guys?
I thought it was cool to see the aspect of like a doctor anime. You don't see that at all. I guess I was intrigued because of the way it was. Like they were showing like dissections and they were doing, doctor shit, and I've never seen it in the anime, so I was paying attention. Surprisingly, I was really following along. But yeah, honestly, it wasn't my cup of tea, but I still kind of enjoyed watching it.
What about you?
I like doctor stuff, so I mean, I enjoyed it a pretty good bit.
So you're a fan of House, then? Or like The Good Doctor?
I mean, I did enjoy House. I didn't like Do a Doctor.
Grey's Anatomy.
I don't like that either.
General Hospital. Ugh.
I only liked House.
Okay. I mean, House is only good because the main guy, House, is played by the guy who's in Stuart Little.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of funny.
And he's a super asshole, and it makes it funny.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, what do you guys think about the main character, Blackjack? Like, is he? I mean, like, this has got like a bunch of like mangas and like adaptations and stuff, so it's popular. Definitely, I guess. But like, I'm just trying to see, like, I'm not really into those procedural type things anymore, honestly. And I guess that's the reason why I couldn't get into it. And like, honestly, Blackjack as a character, I just like, here's the thing. Here's a great pitch, right? We get an American live action adaptation of this. You know who we get to play him?
what?
Jack Black.
Sure.
It'd be great. It'd be perfect. I can see Jack Black playing Blackjack.
I'm pretty sure Blackjack's like 20 something.
Well, you can
I think
use some.
isn't Jack Black like 50
You
something?
can use some de-aging CGI and just do some stuff like that.
A little weight loss CGI.
Yeah,
It's getting a little-
exactly. Anything else that you guys liked about this, like a scene or?
There's nothing too crazy about it that really stood out to me.
It's just like I remember like a bunch of people at the end coughing up blood. I don't know what was going on there.
No, basically the girl and Blackjack, Jesus. Basically they got infected, Trent. Did you remember the scene where they were in the hotel and she gave him wine?
No.
Okay, she gave him some wine, and she put the agent that made all those people sick and superhuman in the wine, and then her and him got infected by it.
Okay. Why'd you do
And
that?
basically, she was like, "Now you have to find a cure, or you're gonna die."
Okay.
But then she ended up getting shot anyway. So I mean,
Then he finds the cure.
then he finds the cure.
Dumb
Turns out,
bitch.
Trent, what it is it comes from a plant. But how do they describe it? Like the pollen that would transport the fungus to the
Polynesian
fungi
guy?
or whatever. Sure.
Huh?
To like the desert, made it like a
Oh yeah, I remember there
disease.
was like a desert at the end, and it all went over my head at the end. Honestly, I just like it. Just
I know what happened, buddy. I can't describe it. Basically, there's a plant. The pollen transported a fungus that got like that's why they had that big plant out in the desert. They were trying to collect the fungus
I thought we were gonna
to
get,
make
like,
their whatever it's called, the medicine or whatever.
I thought we were gonna get like a Predator type movie because at the beginning we showed a bunch of like heat signatures of.
Yeah.
People, and, like, oh, you just like hear the clicking noise and stuff. I think that's right. Did you watch that new Predator movie, Prey? I thought it was boring. as
Not
crap.
yet, but a lot of people said it's good.
I thought it was boring.
That's what I figured.
Granted, I've never
I
watched a
don't think
Predator
it's gonna be
movie
good,
though.
but
I haven't watched a Predator movie. That was my first time.
what the fuck?
I definitely want to watch
Everyone
the
else
first one.
on the planet. Everyone else on the planet. It's like, oh my god, it's so fucking amazing. And Trent, it was pretty bored.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought because it's a prequel. I'm like, okay, I'll start with the prequel and then I'll go. Like,
How the
through
heck
order.
are you like? How are you gonna put your input on this movie when you haven't watched the other ones?
So I can't. It's
That's
just like
like
with Star
watching
Wars. You
Top
watch
Gun, the
prequels
new
first.
one, and not watching the original Top
Oh, I
Gun.
definitely
You
have
don't gotta
Predator on my list. So I mean,
You don't gotta watch you don't gotta watch the prequels for Star Wars to understand the whole thing.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, like Prey.
When
mean, it's supposed to-
When I made my wife watch Star Wars, I made her watch the originals, then the prequels, and then the new ones.
I don't know how it makes. Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
That infuriated me, Trent. I'm sorry.
I do want to watch it. It looks cool. There's a bunch of old movies I haven't watched that I have on my list. But,
That's like watching like the latest Terminator, newest Terminator, and then saying, "Yeah, I never watched the originals though."
I haven't watched the originals actually.
Oh
It's all,
God!
it's also on my
damn.
list. I watched RoboCop though. I watched Clockwork Orange. I watched like a bunch of old movies. I just haven't gotten to those yet. Anyway,
Wow.
I mean, what do you guys not like about this?
The little girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's annoying.
Pinocchio. It didn't make sense. Was she older or was she like a 6-year-old?
I don't think. I mean,
Because
Japan,
he literally took her on procedures and had him bring him stuff during the procedure. Like when he went to go see the little girl that died, she literally brought him stuff that he needed during the what he needed. It was like, how does she know what any of this is if she's that young?
I don't
He
know.
trained her well.
Okay, so it wasn't his daughter. It was just some girl he trained.
I
thought
think it was
his
some girl
daughter.
that he rescued. I'm pretty sure. Like, he saved her life, and then
Yeah, I just could not get into it. I really was just like bored, and I didn't really retain a lot. Like even like his design was kind of like sort of, what's the word, just sort of like average, I guess, because like, oh, half black, half white hair, you know, and like you have one side, like procedurals are just not my thing. Maybe back if I was just like 14, I'd be into it, but procedurals aren't my thing. Yeah, and there's also like, what are there other anime adaptations of this? Like what exactly is there? Because I think there's like a prequel show where he's like in his teens or in medical school or something, and then there's like.
okay. So I had to look this up. Pinocchio is apparently 18 years old.
Oh,
What the fuck? That's it, guys. She's on my anime crush list. Very top. This girl didn't even come up to his kneecaps, dude.
This is one of those classic midget like things, you know, whatever. Anyway, yeah, and there's like a movie that came out in 2005 called The Two Doctors of Darkness and stuff. There's just a lot of, dude, when I was looking it up, I was surprised how much there was. There's even a live action series in Japan and stuff. It's like, holy crap, dude, this is like big over there. It's bigger than like Kimba, which is weird, but yeah. Replay value? No, just no.
Nah,
Sorry, replay value.
I don't have any. I don't have any desire to rewatch
No, I
it.
kind of. Yeah, I think the second time is good enough for me.
I mean, do you like? So you read the manga? I mean, is the manga good or?
I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't think you would, you know, because you don't like that stuff. So
It's just like, I mean, I tried like a couple weeks ago. I tried watching like The Good Doctor, and I liked the main actor because he played Norman Bates in the Bates Motel show, and I'm like, oh, okay, this will be interesting. And I was just so bored by it. I'm just like, it's just this mellow. I mean, it didn't have that stuff in it, but like, it's just like melodramatic doctors being like, oh, I didn't save him and stuff like that. Like, it's just like really stupid. But yeah. Rating, final thoughts. Brandon, what do you give this?
Oh, I don't know. I give it maybe a solid B because it, like, you know, it was something different in the original. It wasn't
A B?
like god awful.
a B.
I have to give it a solid because it was original, man. I don't know. Like, I was surprised that I followed along. It didn't have that bad of a story. Trent, if you followed along.
I tried to watch. Like, I remember when I got 45 minutes through. I'm just like, holy crap! I feel like nothing's happened yet. I was just like, I don't even know what I was expecting because I didn't know what this movie was when you picked it. I was just like, okay, blackjack.
I don't.
Like, is it
I don't
like
know. Maybe
like
a B rating might be too high. Maybe like C, B, somewhere in there.
maybe a
Just-
C, maybe an average because like B is above average, you know.
All right, then yeah, I'll give it a C because it was pretty good just because it was original.
I gave
Yeah, nothing jumped out at me.
I gave it an F. I couldn't, and it's probably
Give it
not
an
as
F
bad
or
as I'm
fuck no.
saying. I just like, just personally, I just like, I'm trying to think of other movies where I was like this lost, and I just like maybe Goblin Slayer, Goblin's Crown a little bit, but like even then, like I watched the original show and I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, but with this, I was just like, and I remember because like when I was writing down, yeah.
Goblins.
I remember when I was writing down, or I was looking up like other blackjack stuff. I'm like, okay, maybe in the future we might check out like a movie or two, because like sort of similar like with Violet Evergarden, like I want to watch those movies. But like with this, I was just like, oh, there's so much I don't want to watch any of it because I don't want to do this procedural stuff again. But I mean, it's probably not as bad. It's weird because like with obviously this is by like the manga was done by the Godfather of anime and stuff, and like obviously props to him. But like it's sort of like I'm trying to figure out the right way to phrase it. It's just like the old ways are done. We're now into the new ways, you know. And this feels like an old ways type anime, if that makes sense. You know.
See,
like,
Brandon, there wasn't enough flashing and boobies for Trent.
Oh yeah.
You're right.
By the way, 0 for trap ratings. There's no
Yeah.
traps in it, so.
There was no traps, no shower scene, bath scene.
Oh yeah. We
So-
can do that every time. Yep. Yep. F for me. So what about
No
you, Noah?
underpanty shots as well. Fuck
No
this.
no. Actually,
Don't fucking say it.
a no go.
All right, so I give it a C. You know, about a C. It was. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it's like good. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those shows where you're like, man, this is. I enjoy this, but it's not like, oh yeah, this is the best thing I've ever watched in my life.
All right. Those are our thoughts on Black Check the movie. Actually, no, you do the outro.
All right, those are our thoughts on how we thought about the movie. Well, that was this episode of Casual Anime Guys. Trent, you say something funny.
Not the N word.
Something else. Leave a rating. Be sure to leave a rating because I can read ratings now on Apple Podcasts and we'll read it on the show and we'll talk about it. Be sure to leave a like, share, favorite, review, all that stuff. Yeah, casual anime discussion. My name's Trent.
My name's Brandon.
Oh, my name's Noah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Hands on my feet.